Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Community Connection. As is tradition, we're going to check in with our Gen Z's ambassador to the baby boomers, Taylor the Melvinator.
Good morning.
Good morning. Did you miss me last week?
I missed you so much.
Did you even know I was not here last week?
Of course.
Yeah? Did you miss
Yeah.
Claudia too?
I did.
Equally?
Yes, my buddies.
But which one did you miss more?
It's like choosing a favorite kid. I can't do it.
No, it'd be like choosing a favorite parent or a favorite grandparent.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
No? Well, I missed you too.
Good.
We appreciate you very much, even though you let us tease you.
Hey, it's the best sign of love.
It is around here. It is. Teasing is
Absolutely.
our love language, isn't it, Claudia? And
Here we
nobody
go.
receives more love than Claudia.
That's true. It's a fact.
You look lovely today.
I knew you were going to say
We were both
that.
gone last week.
We were both gone, and that was unusual.
Yes. So glad to be back in the studio with you. And you have a dear friend that has you guys have been working on a project that's near and dear to your heart, and something that could be a game changer. So why don't
We
you introduce
love
us to
game
our
changers.
guests? We do love game changers.
So I'm happy to introduce Marla Baker to you, and I apologize in advance for my voice. I don't sound I don't feel nearly as bad as I sound. But Marla she and I go way back to 2023. We met last year. So Marla, why don't you tell us a little bit about who you are and the intro as to how you found out about us and got connected with us.
My name is Marla Baker, and I am the Community Outreach Advisor for Woodman Life for the Commonwealth of Virginia. So I support 38 nonprofits across Virginia that do good works in their community. I met Claudia last year as a result of a message I received in one of my chapter Facebook messengers, and it was from Jacob Vanderbeek, and he was asking if our organization knew about Patrick Henry Family Services, and I was already familiar with Patrick Henry Family Services, but he also asked if we knew about this thing called Care Portal, and being curious, because I've been in nonprofit work a long time, Care Portal was something I had never heard of. So, of course, I looked it up and was pretty astonished by what I found. As a matter of fact, I was so astonished that I was skeptical that it was real.
Right.
I
Thought you were being spammed or something?
I couldn't figure it out. This just seems too good to be true. This Care Portal thing. And so I took a few days and kept going back to it and kind of studying it and reading up about it, only to discover that it was very real and that it's absolutely as remarkable as I first thought. And ever since then, I've been working to spread the word about Care Portal and to make an impact in the communities in which we're living and working every day. And I feel like Care Portal is, it's modernized grassroots giving.
Yeah. So why are you in the nonprofit space? Why is that important to you?
Well, I guess in my teen years, I had an aunt that I was named after, and her husband was a state trooper. And one year, she invited my young sister and I to come and spend a week with her before Christmas. And, in their career, she was a 4-H extension agent. He was a state trooper. They didn't have a whole lot. But what they had, they shared. They had a really extraordinary knowledge of their small-town community and who needed what and why.
Yeah.
They were very in touch with their community. And I kind of fell in love with that. And what we did the week I visited was my aunt and uncle had spent the entire year recognizing local needs and filling them quietly.
That's that right. Yeah.
So I got to go with them that week and hand out things like oxygen tanks to people who needed them, medical supplies, groceries, furnishings, But they worked their whole year planning and prepping for that, and allowed me to be a part of it. And I got the bug, and I've been in nonprofit work ever since. Yeah. So,
tell us a little bit about Woodman Life for those who don't know what that is.
I have been with Woodman Life. This is my 10th anniversary. Will be in July. We are a not-for-profit financial organization. We do life insurance and other forms of financial products. 134 years old. The thing that makes us unique is that we were founded to be our brother's keeper. We were founded on biblical principles.
Sorry.
And those are what we stick to today. We think it's important to be our brother's keeper. We look for families that, for them, the things that they treasure in their lives are family, community, and country. And we look for them to not only become members, but to become active in their community, and we support them in those efforts.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
So you have some pre-care portal memories of Woodman Life with Patrick Henry Boyd's Plantation.
Yeah, they've always kind of been on the scene in various ways through the years, and even predated me, right? I don't know how many flags we got from Woodman Life over the years that we would put up the flagpole on campus. And I've been to some meetings, got to present and have a booth, and met a lot of the members. Was that camp? Do you guys still operate the camp?
We do not, no.
Yeah.
We don't. But
you guys were into that for a while, and I
we
remember
were
that.
very successful at it, yes.
Yeah. So, Woodman Life's just been a part of Patrick Henry fabric for a very long time, and this is just kind of going to a new level, isn't it?
It is. It's very exciting. Very exciting.
So, a little bit more about you. And by the way, we did not pay her to say the stuff she said about Care Portal. That's her. She's almost as excited about it as I am, which is very fun. Tell us a little bit more about things that have been motivating to you, like in your position, like why it's a good fit for you.
Well, here in Virginia, we have 38 chapters, and our chapters are made up of our members, the people who purchase our policies with Woodman Life. And they form chapters in different areas. Like I said, here we have 38. Nationwide, we have about 850 chapters across the country. But when you purchase a product with us, you are entered into a chapter, and you can choose to be active in it or not. It's kind of like a club.
Like a civic group.
Like a civic group, yes, very much so. And so you have a voice in what your local chapter does, what they support, what they volunteer for. And I've found over time that a lot of our chapters are repeating the same kinds of activities. They're giving the same donations to the same organizations year after year. They're telling me that they sometimes struggle with knowing what needs are out there in their community. And for me, Care Portal solves that problem, but it also brings us back to the grassroots giving that we were founded to do to begin with. And so I feel like the things about Care Portal that I love are, first of all, it's immediate. It's an immediate need. So we're not hearing about it after the fact. The need comes to us. We're not out looking for it. And that's a big one.
It's been vetted. It's been vetted.
It's been vetted. That's huge because you have educated, experienced professionals. And in my eyes, from what I've seen on Care Portal, those professionals, they are able to discern who needs what and why. And I feel like a lot of the cases that are put on Care Portal, the needs that are put there, are there because those professionals cared enough and recognized that family's ability to get out of the social service system if they just had just a little bit of extra help. Just a little bit of extra help. I want to be that guy that gives them the extra help.
That's cool.
So the fact that those needs are vetted on Care Portal, it's like getting a referral. It's like getting a referral for a neighbor that has a need that you didn't know about. I love that we can pick and choose the ones that we help and support. I love that we can help to build awareness in other organizations about the fact that they can jump in and help too. It becomes a partnership. And then you have developed this community to help support that need and that family. And I just don't think there's anything that's much more beautiful than that. There was a time in my life that I had to have social service help and support. And so I've kind of been there, and I understand that sometimes you just need that little bit of extra help. Yeah. And
community is the best way for that to happen.
Absolutely.
Right?
But it's Care Portal develops that community. I want to be a part of that. And I want my members and my chapters to be a part of that, and I want to be a part of that. We can only make it better if we work together.
So I know the two of you have got some grand plans. And before we talk about that, when we take just a little bit of break, we've got a commercial that will explain to everybody what Woodman Life is about, and particularly how a family is important.
Yes, thank you.
So why don't you play that for us, Liam?
Thanks.
Woodman Life. We protect families with life insurance and other financial products. But what makes us really different is that we don't stop there. We give back to our members and their communities. Since our beginning in 1890, we've existed for the sake of our members. We're a fraternal benefit society, which means we're a not-for-profit that embraces our certificate holders, not just as customers, but also as part of something larger. What is this something larger? We offer our members opportunities based around the core values we share: family, community, and country. As a Woodman Life member, you'll receive extras you can't put a price on. Insurance with Woodman Life means getting more, including discounts to help your family today and benefits for when you need help most. Every family can benefit from saving a little money. The Life's Perks discount program gives you access to discounts with more than 30,000 local and national retailers. We offer nearly $1 million in scholarships available annually to help our young members with post-secondary education. Woodman Life is also standing by to help when your family is affected by tragedy, with financial assistance following the loss of an infant, damage to your home, or the worst scenario of all, if your children should become orphaned. We also offer organized events your family can enjoy, like trips to ball games and amusement parks. When you become a Woodman Life member, you'll see how we make a difference in your community. And when we say your community, we mean the towns where you work and live and worship. You'll be assigned to a local chapter where you can help be a part of these efforts. You can even take on a leadership role as a chapter officer. Each chapter forms partnerships with local organizations that need assistance, and it's a chance for you to follow your passions. Whether you find your joy in cleaning up local parks, holding a supply drive for a local animal shelter, or grilling burgers for your favorite Little League team, you can lend your voice to how your chapter impacts your community. Another way we help our communities is stepping in to help following the devastation of natural disasters. Our members help however they can, whether by manning temporary shelters, helping with cleanup, or collecting and distributing financial assistance. At Woodman Life, we also believe it's important to recognize those who make a difference in your community. Woodman Life Heart and Heritage Awards recognize demonstrated action including community service, patriotism, and leadership. One thing we all band together for at Woodman Life is our national community focus of fighting hunger. Hunger is a serious problem in every community in America, and we're doing our part to help. We launched this focus in 2015, and in just the first couple years, we've collected more than 500,000 pounds of food and just over $1 million in donations. We have so much more to do, and our members, staff, and sales associates are dedicated to the effort. At Woodman Life, America is part of our identity. We were founded to help American families, and we're still doing that more than 125 years later. It's important to us to recognize this great country we live in and those who protect our freedoms. One of the ways we do this is by donating U.S. flags to worthy nonprofit organizations. In fact, we're the country's largest private donor of U.S. flags, second only to our national government. Woodman Life members also take great pride in honoring our veterans and first responders through patriotic ceremonies, including in honor and remembrance ceremonies on 9/11. Finally, Woodman Life takes special care of the families of those who make the ultimate sacrifice. We offer a $25,000 benefit for member families who have lost a non-military first responder in the line of duty. If you share a commitment to family, community, and country, why not choose a life insurance company that truly cares about you, your family, and your community? You have a choice in planning your financial future. Place your trust in an organization that returns money to your local community. Come celebrate family, community, and country with Woodman Life.
Nice video. It explains it very well. It's an interesting model. And
It's a very unusual model.
it is an unusual model. So kudos to the founders and to all the folks who've kept that going over the years, and that we've benefited as one of those organizations that you guys have helped in many ways. So what are the two of you scheming up, and how are we going to work a little closer together if all rolls out the way that we hope and pray?
Well, we'll start with, I think that the seeing the video,
Yeah.
it just shows the match, right, between Vision 30, Patrick Henry, Care Portal, Woodman Life, why it's a no-brainer that it resonates with both of us to see that, because that specific community caring for the family approach to all of things is at the center of the DNA that we have as an organization, the center of the DNA of Vision 30, and then also of Care Portal and Woodman Life. So let's talk a little bit about our fun thing that we did this summer in August.
Well, we are really fortunate in that some of the things we get to do is provide opportunities for our membership to come together. And sometimes we do really fun activities, and sometimes we do educational activities where they learn about Woodman Life or things that are going on in their on our communities. And this past summer in August, I organized an event in Short Pump, Virginia, where we came together and went to a Richmond Flying Squirrels baseball game. We had a big crowd out there and had dinner, and we were able to take our giant 30 by 60-foot flag out on the field and show some patriotism. And we love to do that anytime we have an opportunity. And then the next day, we brought everybody together for a little bit of a presentation, and we asked everyone in attendance to bring something I'd like to refer to as a blessing bucket. We asked them to bring a bucket full of cleaning supplies, because one of the things that I have learned from the folks at Patrick Henry Family Services and Care Portal is that, you know, when you're in those dire situations, a lot of times you're going to choose to feed your family over purchasing cleaning products, right?
Yep.
Does that make sense?
And they're expensive.
And they're expensive. So we asked our chapters and our members who were in attendance to come and bring buckets full of cleaning supplies. And how many did we collect? It was a truckload. They had to rent a truck in order to collect all of those buckets, and it made me really, really proud of our folks. But what made me prouder was that we were able to share with everyone there what Care Portal is, what it does, and ask that our chapters become involved. And as a result, several of them have. And we're just in the beginning phases of having them adopt Care Portal. And since that time, I have been able to introduce Care Portal to all of my colleagues across the country, and it's my hope that nationwide we'll be adapting to Care Portal and becoming very, very, very active there. And yeah,
So that's called a community champion, right, in the Care Portal system of things, right?
Yeah, so a few things that I remember about that day. So Nicolette got to do the same poverty exercise that we did
The
at our
COPE
impact
experience,
event.
yeah.
We can't really call it COPE because COPE is trademarked, but
Gotcha.
a poverty simulation that she did at the impact event, which went really well. I
Very
thought people were very engaged. And then I had 5 minutes to kind of do my spiel, and they thought I was engaging and
Of
funny.
course
so,
they
well,
did.
Not everybody does these days.
Who wouldn't
But
find her
there's a lot of
engaging?
boomers in the room, and they
got you, huh?
They didn't give me that look that sometimes the Gen Zers and millennials give me, like, "What are you even talking about, old lady?" I didn't
Okay,
get that there.
okay,
so-
Grandma.
Yeah, right. So I had the opportunity to share with the group, and then afterwards we sat and waited for them to come and signed up some of their chapters on site. And so that was really cool. And then what happened with the cleaning supplies, I don't even know how much Marlon knows about this, but we found a place to store them because there were a lot. And there were 4 specific Care Portal requests for cleaning supplies over the last few months that we were able, 4 different churches were able to connect with families and bring them the cleaning supplies. And then there's a new initiative in the Lynchburg City Schools that are now requesters in Care Portal. And the idea is to teach kids basic skills of how do you keep your house clean, and so we're taking some of those school supplies to the schools so that they can send them home with kids so that they can make an impact there. So it's continuing. We haven't given them all away yet. We're doing it as the schools need them. And then whenever there's a Care Portal request that comes up. But community champion is the role. And so what it is, it's a group of people, either something like Woodland Life. It can be a nonprofit. It can be the staff, like the Bedford Community Hospital right now. Their staff is a community champion. It can be a business that has. It's people who would love to get in the Care Portal space, but don't necessarily go to a local church that's involved in Care Portal yet, or don't go to church at all, but they still want to be part of the community doing that. And so, what they can do is they can fund items, and they can go with the church. But the heart of Care Portal is the church is at the point of the spear when it comes to meeting those needs. So the champions fund it so that particularly under-resourced churches that are in the neighborhoods where we have a lot of need, they have a Visa card. And the champion says, we'll fund that. And then the church says, okay, we'll go meet the family. We'll invite them to church. We'll build the relationship.
Perfect.
And it all started with the Bishop Martin in Texas, who I'll do our first plug for Possum Trot. So have you ever heard of Possum Trot, Texas? Bishop Martin was a pastor of a small church, and they decided they needed to adopt some kids. And I think they adopted like 77 kids in that small church over the next couple of years. And so this spring, a movie called Possum Trot, Angel Studios is producing it, is a story of what happened to all those children that were adopted by that small church.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
But Bishop Martin is on the Care Portal board, and he sat in a meeting and he looked at all these people and he said, y'all have created a great technology for the suburban white church. But black churches can't even take care of their own people. So we don't have the resources to do what Care Portal is asking to do. And that's where the idea of champion came from. What if we pulled in other people who could fund those requests so that the church that's right down the street from a family who needs them can do that? And it also tackles disproportionality in child welfare. So across the nation, 23% of the kids that are in foster care are black, but only 17% of the population is.
Wow.
And in Lynchburg, it's 38% of the population and 50% of the kids that are in care.
Yeah.
And so that helps those churches reach those kind of kids with resources that they don't have otherwise, and that's where the champion came from.
Wow.
That's fascinating. I really am hoping, our volunteers, our members are typically pretty engaged in their communities. But what that means is that, they're not only active with their Woodman Life chapter, they're active in other organizations as well. They're active in Masonic lodges, they're active in the American Legion, but they're also active in their church. And so in my eyes, I think all it takes is to introduce it to one right person in every church.
Yeah.
And if you introduce it to one person and they have one success off of it, they don't even have to have one success off of it as an individual where they're able to give something and make an impact. See it, feel it, experience it, and they're going to want to tell people, because I know I do. Like, I cannot believe.
I know. I keep trying to get you to talk about something else, and every time I ask you a question, you bring it back to Care Portal. It's just, it's
Wow.
kind of cool, but uncanny.
Well, I mean, when you find something like that really just speaks to who you are as a human being, how can you not want to tell people about it and not want to spread the word?
But I think it speaks to you because you're already in this space, right? This whole idea of community and family, and it's part of the DNA. It's part of the organization that you serve, so you get it really quick. Not everybody does, but I'm glad when folks like you get it. It's like,
Oh, yeah.
This is a game changer, truly a game changer.
Well, I can see, I think that, I see it from a lot of, maybe I have a unique perspective, but in the past, I've spent some of my work in the space of technology and websites and driving, social media, things of that nature. And my first knee-jerk reaction to Care Portal was it was too good to be true. And what I've learned is it's not too good to be true, and it's happening now. And I can see this becoming, I've already said it, that it's modernized grassroots giving at its very best. But I believe that it could actually impact other segments of the population. For example, veterans' needs. It's something. It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's the best advancement I've seen in giving in my entire career.
Wow. So there's 38 chapters in Virginia, and we're quickly trying to get Care Portal up and going in all the counties. So what's the strategy or the tactic for connecting those chapters with what's happening in the counties?
So the strategy we have now is that the chapters are going to be recruiting their churches to sign up so that there'll be a program. Because a lot of the chapters don't match up. I even did a map for Marla to kind of show her where there's Woodland Life chapters and when there's Care Portal. And there's a lot of places that there's a chapter, but there's no Care Portal. So getting the chapters to get their members' churches enrolled so we can start a program there is kind of the next step on this level. And then Marla's got plans to have every Woodman Life chapter in the country be involved in their states and in their counties as well.
800 and what did you say?
It's
800?
about 835, I think.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful vision.
Yeah,
So-
I know that my counterpart in Oklahoma has been extremely excited, and they've got a lot going on in Care Portal there, and so I'm working to slowly adapt to everyone else, but it can't be fast enough for me. But
Isn't
I'm working
Oklahoma
on
one
it.
of the big?
It's the biggest
It's the
state.
lead state right now in Care Portal.
Yep, they have, they have the most.
So it sounds
activity.
perfect.
It's a great fit for us.
So if we let her talk to the camera, what do you think she's going to talk about?
I don't know.
We always let our guests. You go ahead and tell her because you always say it.
Do I? I just love it when you let me do something.
Oh, stop it.
So we always invite our guests to look at the camera and tell the folks what you need, what would be your request, what's on your heart. It's your time.
Oh, well, thank you. There's a lot of things on my heart. One of the things that we need at Woodman Life is we need families who believe in family, community, and country to join us, to join our mission. All you need to do is purchase some kind of financial product with us, life insurance, retirement, other things that we offer at the same rates as you would be paying anywhere else. With us, you have an array of member benefits that can be life-altering. But I would like to see all of us as not only organizations, but as individuals, to go on to Care Portal and to listen to your heart on what it is that you can offer to your community and to your neighbors, because these are your neighbors that are in need. And they're there every day. And a lot of times you don't know what their needs are unless you're connected to Care Portal. It's a way to be a hero to your neighbors and to do it in a way that's safe, that's convenient, that is vetted, so you know that the needs are real. And I just don't think it gets any better than that. So please take a look at Care Portal and imagine what you can do as an individual and what your community around you can do to help your neighbors. Help them today. That's what
Very
we're here
good.
for. Thank you.
It's been a pleasure having you on today. I've learned a great deal.
Been a
and this
pleasure
is
to
pretty
be here.
exciting stuff. Yeah.
It is. We
It
get
is.
to do this.
So as we close out, I think there's another video about this flag ceremony over that you guys were just talking about, and that will send us out today. But thanks for joining us today on Community Connection, and we'll see you next Thursday morning.
Next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the
Karen Patton, Woodman Life representative, is honored to be here today as Honaker High School honors our veterans and our first responders. Thank you, veterans and first responders, for your service. Woodman Life believes that the best way to promote the ideals that made our country great is to make our flag a constant visible reminder of the sacrifice of those before us. Our goal at Woodman Life is to inspire love and pride in our country by presenting flags with honor and respect and promote patriotism. It is with great honor and pleasure that Woodman Life Chapter 404, Woodman Life Representative Karen Patton, present this 5x8 flag of the United States of America to Honaker High School. Fly it proudly, and God bless America. Woodman Life invites those Woodman Life invites those 18 and older to register to win a $500 for yourself and $500 for your school by completing an online form.
Nobody gets to choose their family. If a person is fortunate enough to be born into a healthy family, then life can be much like floating down a smooth, gentle river in the summertime. But an unhealthy family is like a dangerous river, filled with rocks, debris, and fast-moving water. This river swiftly leads to the steep waterfall of adulthood, tragically forming a new river of dysfunction. Even if you aren't born into an unhealthy river, there are many streams that cause a person to get there. But there is only one way to get out, and that is through a meaningful relationship. Across our region, there are many agencies, churches, and families who are devoted to helping children escape from unhealthy rivers. Some feel their role is to wade in and rescue children. They foster, adopt, or provide safe families. Others stand by the river and support the rescuers by providing what they need. Still, others are upstream and stand in the gap to keep children from ending up in the negative situations. At Patrick Henry Family Services, we see ourselves as having an additional role. We are running up and down the shores of the unhealthy river, screaming, "Can't you see the children in the water? You have to do something." Vision 30 is a 10-year initiative. By 2030, we envision a region where all children are safe in their own family, or with caregivers who are supported by a local faith community. So, where do you stand at the river? Are you upstream, keeping families together and strong by standing in the gap? Are you in the river, directly impacting children? Are you on the shore, providing support for the brave folks who have entered the river? Or are you just passing by without noticing? No matter who you are, come down to the river with us. Let us help you find your place. Not only will lives be changed, but you will never be the same.